What's going on, guys? It's Brandon. So, in a traffic jam, third one that I've been in, dead stopped on this trip because people can't drive. They all keep wrecking. And Sunday afternoon, people can't drive. People couldn't drive last night. But with that said, let's talk about, let's clear some things up because there's a lot of people out there who can't connect dots. So there's a lot of you who say something along the lines of, hey Brandon, I saw that video that you made over a year ago that you reposted. There's a lot of people who think that that's the first time I've ever posted it. They're like, oh, you gained a lot of weight in a week. No, actually I've lost a lot of weight. Not a lot of weight, but I've lost some weight since, a year ago or whenever I made that video. So the video is from over a year ago, guys, when I was complaining about the ticking car and we were talking about the brakes. I want to clear up some things about the brakes. The average person doesn't stand on the brakes. They're scared to. They don't lock up the brakes. They don't go into a turn, full tilt, locking up the brakes the last possible second so that they're trying to achieve the fastest lap time. The average person doesn't do that when they drive the car, ever. And if they do, they don't do it enough to where they form any kind of a conceptualization of, how far does it take for this car to stop? They're not that in tune with the car to know, wait a second, the car stopped longer this time than it did last time by a couple car lengths. I wonder why that is. Okay, they don't have that calibration within their minds, within their guts. They don't know. Okay, so back to this issue about the z06s. I just want to be really clear here because there's a lot of ignorant people out there who want to argue with me about this shit, and it really kind of fucking drives me crazy how stupid you guys are. Not that you're ignorant, but that you persist on being ignorant instead of ask logical questions. So, where did I form this opinion? Well, I drove a steel rotor regular C8Z06, the non-Z07, just a regular steel rotor C8Z06. I drove it 32,000 miles. And one of the things I knew about that car was it stopped consistently all the time. The ABS didn't activate. It did, but when it did, it was more rare. Okay, we're going to talk about the ABS in a second. Meanwhile, the ceramic brake cars, which are the Z07 cars, or you can get it without the Z07. You can get it like if you get the carbon fiber wheels, it forces you to get the ceramic brakes. It forces you to get the ceramic brakes. That's the problem here at General Motors. Or if you get the high wings, it forces you to get the ceramic brakes, right? So the point is, when you get these things that force you to get these ceramic brakes, the ceramic brakes have too much bite on the front wheels and tires, and it causes the ABS to activate prematurely a lot of times. It's more easy for the ABS to activate. And for those of you saying, no, Brandon, I don't feel that ever happened. It's because the fucking brake pedal doesn't vibrate. It's a fly-by-wire brake pedal. It doesn't actually connect to the hydraulic cylinder that's vibrating. No, Brandon. So I get so sick of just how stupid everybody is. You try to teach people things and they want to argue with you because they're stupid. I mean, I'm just so sick of how dumb you guys are. Don't argue, learn how to ask polite questions, and it'll get you a lot further in life. Brandon, why this? Brandon, why that? I can deal with that. I don't care how stupid your question is. I'll answer your stupid question. When you want to come at me and tell me I'm wrong, when you have no fucking clue what you're talking about, I'm not going to sit there and placate you. I'm not going to be like, oh, how do I not offend this idiot who's trying to offend me? I'm going to ruin your fucking life every fucking time. It's very simple, guys. I'm not here to babysit a bunch of bitches who don't understand how the fuck cars work when the topic is things that can get us killed. Okay? I'm not here to, is your ego okay? Are you okay? I'm going to teach you the truth now. Please stop being mean to me. I'm going to teach you the truth. No, I'm just going to tell you you're a fucking dumbass. Because you are. Because you can't form a fucking question. So anyway, it's like class is 0. Class is like 5% out of 100. You guys have no class. So okay, so with all that said, and then when I act like this is because I'm mirroring you guys. I find you guys disgusting. Like, it blows my mind how fucking hideous you guys are. So let's get back on point. We have the brakes. Okay, so when the ceramic brakes cause the ABS to activate because they bite too hard in the front because of the lack of copper, because it's very digital with the brakes. They're either on or they're off, kind of, okay? The issue is the car stops, it takes it a longer distance to stop. And you can see this in the G meter. The ceramic brake cars often only pull like 0.8 lateral G, 0.9 lateral G, whereas I could get the steel brake car to pull over 1 lateral G consistently all the time. The ABS didn't interfere, okay? Most people are not trying to stop at 1 lateral G. They're only trying to stop at 0.8 lateral G, and they think that they're the shit. That's all the farther they're pushing the brake pedal. So guess what? If your goal is to only stop at 0.8 lateral G, you're in luck. The car can do that, okay? But if your goal is to stop at 1 lateral G, which Corvettes have been able to do since, for a while now, okay? Since like C5 days, if that's your goal is to stop at max lateral Gs, like as fast as you fucking can, and the ABS interferes, and it changes the distance that it takes your car to stop, you are not in a trustworthy vehicle. It's not a trustworthy companion. It's something that backstabs you. It's something that you have to stay under the limit, because when you approach the limit, the car goes haywire. It's either up here, it's down here, up here, down here. And that equals you flying off the fucking road when you go to the mountains and drive around in the mountains. If you drive a full tilt where you're going to wait till the last possible second to hit the brakes before you go around a 1.2 lateral G turn. Most of you never do that. Most of you have never gone 1.2 lateral G around a turn in your fucking life, let alone in the mountains where there's a cliff on one side that's going to kill you if you fly off, okay? And for those of you saying, oh, it's easy, this is so easy, why is this guy making such a big deal to go 1.2 lateral G? When you have a confined lane that's your exact lane, and if you go a little bit too fast through the turn, like 5 miles per hour too fast, you're going off the fucking road, okay? Because that would be, you'd have to pull 1.3 or 1.4 lateral G, and the car won't let you. The car locks up the E-diff and maintains that the most lateral G you're going to pull is 1.2 with typical traction, okay? So I'm just being clear with you guys, like what the issue here is. You guys don't get it, and it really gets old dealing with a bunch of fucking idiots who don't get it. Meanwhile, for those of you who say, you're just anti-GM, we're going to revert back to a guy who used to be subscribed to the old channel. I haven't seen him around in a while. His YouTube name was Gordy the Cat. And Gordy the Cat on YouTube was a VIP from General Motors. And Gordy the Cat explained that he was the first one to explain to me that his ceramic brake car, the ABS was activating and the car was stopping inferior to a regular steel brake car. Because this guy was straight out to the racetrack. He had one of the VIP allocations for a carbon fiber high wing Z07. Remember when they were super rare and everybody was paying all the money for them? He had that right out of the gate. He was first allocation round Z07 high wing. He came to my channel, he realized, okay, here's a guy who actually knows what the fuck he's talking about instead of all these other wannabes, okay? He came in, he's like, okay, this guy can actually drive, he can actually sense a car. We start talking. He says, Brandon, the car that I have, it's the ABS is activating all the time. It sucks. So here we're back to square one of what my moral is. See, I move so quickly in the other videos that I don't connect all the dots for everybody, and then they all want to argue. So this video has been connecting all the dots. Okay? So now back to the points that my other videos explain. Where General Motors is messing up is they're not offering steel brakes as an option for high wing cars, for Z07 cars, for carbon fiber wheel cars. And for those of you saying, oh, the steel brakes might melt the carbon fiber resin, blah, 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 blah. Great, then the carbon fiber wheels become a wearable item. And you explain that to people up front. If you get the steel brakes with the carbon fiber wheels, some people prefer that. We're not warranting the wheels when they melt or catch on fire. That's your problem, okay? And you're on your own. But if you're wanting steel brakes on a carbon fiber wheel car, chances are you know what the fuck you're doing, okay? So instead, what we, the consumer, have to do is we have to spend $9,000 through General Motors on these fucking carbon ceramic brakes, which are shit, because they've had the copper compound removed from the brake pads via the EPA and all this carb stuff. And instead of GM be straight with us and say, hey, the pads are very digital now, they're very on or off, it causes they're very grippy, like too much, and it causes the ABS to activate. Instead of General Motors tell us any of this stuff and say, hey, we're going to offer you the steel brakes as an option if that's what you prefer, or better yet, instead of General Motors offer a steel rotor option for the larger caliper cars. So you have the ceramic brake cars, ceramic brake caliper cars, and you say, we're going to offer a steel rotor option for these cars. Because that's what the guys who go to the track have to do. They have to put on the steel rotors, and, the rest is history. So the cars stop great with the steel rotors. That's it. If you don't understand the topic, you don't understand the topic. But please, God, don't pretend that I'm the one who doesn't understand the fucking topic. Okay? I can sense a car within moments of being in it, guys. You must think you're a pro driver. Apparently, compared to the rest of you, apparently yes. The answer's yes. Let's just go there. The answer's yes. You think you're better than me? Probably. We need to meet at the racetrack. Why don't we meet at the mountain where death is the option if you suck? Why don't we meet at the mountain? I can meet you at your memorized racetrack and probably beat you within no time. But why don't we meet with the mountain? That way, Darwinism takes care of you, so I don't have to worry and listen to your mindless fucking shit ever again when Darwinism takes its toll on your mindless ass. Let's meet at the mountain.